connect with our nice seated position, with perhaps the thumb and index connected, where we allow our physical body to get settled first and foremost. So we begin to feel into the seated, the buttocks perhaps, and just anchoring through our sit bones. We connect with Mooladhara right at the perineum, and in our case the cervix today. And here we sit for a few moments, so just bring your awareness to Mooladhara and just feel as though you're breathing in and out of Mooladhara. It feels as though you're breathing in and out of the psychic point that also seems to be where the divine Kundalini energy is resting. She is resting because it's almost like it knows that when the time is right, it awakens, and when the time is right, it rests. Breathing into Mooladhara and breathing out. For a few moments, develop quite a rhythm of breath at Mooladhara, so that it feels as though it's coming from all directions into the cervix when you inhale, and this is kind of where the tampon would go when we're squeezing into it, and feeling into the exhalation going from the cervix in all directions. Breathing in, and perhaps you pinch through the Mooladhara mul band, and breathing out and perhaps releasing gently. Keep developing the feeling. And now switch your awareness to the nose tip and feel only into the nose tip. Breathing in and breathing out. And your awareness is at the very tip of the nose. How weightless, how soft, yet how much clarity on the nose tip. Now follow the breath as you next inhale from the nostrils into the eyebrow center. And as you exhale, let the breath come out from the eyebrow center to the nostrils. Breathing in, forming an inverted V, the breath, the prana. It's directed towards Bhrumadhya, the eyebrow center. And on the exhalation, it travels from the eyebrow center into the nostrils evenly. Do this a few more times. And in your own time, letting go of this, release of this way of breathing completely. Take a nice deep breath in, and we will chant the mantra Om to begin. So breathing in. Just keep the eyes closed, gently closed. We invite that feminine purifying energy in this form or in the shape of the sound and the vibrations of that mantra. And in our own time, we just release this meditative state for a moment or two. We open our eyes and we're going to come to our belly. So we will start today's class lying down with the forehead on the floor and with our belly on the mat. And we're going to connect the toes together. Perfect. And when we connected the toes together, we're going to separate the heels nice and wide. First and foremost, releasing the tension on the lower back here. Bring your awareness into your pelvis and let your pubic bones and your hip bones sink into the floor. The hands are interlaced behind the nape, the lower part of the back of the head. The elbows are wide and the chest is open. With the forehead on the floor, just simply feel the breath, whether it's in the abdomen or the forehead, whichever is more obvious. See if you can tune into your own concept of clarity. What does clarity truly mean to you? Whatever it is that you are in all aspects of your life, what does clarity feel like to you right now? And then we're going to separate the hands. We're going to place the hands palms down by the shoulder height and by the sides of the body. Forehead still connected with the floor here. And we'll move into our broken wing pigeon. So rotate your body until your right hip is on top of the left hip. And keep your left arm right where it is. So you're rotating your body about 90 degrees from being flat on the floor to now being standing parallel. Lifting the right leg up only and begin simple circles with your right leg in this position, any direction that feels right. Bring in perhaps the right hand on the fingertips to stabilize gently, and then move into the opposite direction with your rotations. Small circles trying to stabilize the structure. Making it easy, making it soft. Lift the right leg all the way up. Lift the right arm up as well. And this is as far as we will go in this first attempt. We're going to come back down to roll onto the belly and back into the forehead. And pause there for a little moment. And we're going to gently warm up the other side. So rolling so that the right hip is underneath the left. Keeping the right hand palm down and very active, long. Lifting just the left leg first. Placing the left hand somewhere where it's going to be stabilizing, and then small circles. Maybe they're more like ovals rather than full-blown circles. Beautiful. The aim is to gently waken up the warm up through our hips, but also stabilize the body with your core muscles. Go back the other way. As an added bonus, there is a little lengthening of the hip and the area that's joining your hip with your ribs, perhaps getting a nice stretch. At some point, reach the left leg all the way up, the left arm, and just opening the body like a starfish first, and then coming to roll back and placing the forehead down on the floor, still having the legs, the arms out like little airplane wings. And then rolling to the first side, this time your left hip underneath. And here we're going to do a little alignment. So utilize your yoga mat to align your body, heels, buttocks, and back of the head. As you inhale, lift the right leg, lift the right arm, really open through your chakra system. And as you exhale, bend the right knee, placing the foot somewhere behind. Deep breathing into the sternum here. Closing your eyes perhaps. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose as well. And now take another little extra, opening through the chest a little bit, extending into the pose a little bit more. Beautiful. And then coming to reset. Clarity as the forehead connects with the floor perhaps, and just feeling into your nervous system, feeling into your spine. The difference between one side and the other. Just observe. Once that little moment of clarity happens, roll towards the other side of your body and align yourself. Back of the heels, back of the head, and buttocks. Once you're firm and confident in the sense of alignment, lifting the limbs up on this side, really opening the center of the chest, nice and proud, and then bending the knee, the top knee, so that you can get into a small twist. Awareness now shifts into the sternum. A few deep conscious breaths here. The stillness of the skies right now, having passed through big activations, big conjunctions. Knowing what's going on globally, but being very true to our spiritual practices. It's almost like we're holding the responsibility for humanity to stay in a state of joy and bliss. That is a big responsibility to stay joyful and blissful in these times. And it is only through our spiritual practices that we can consciously access those states. Whatever it is that you are, extend and deepen into it a little more. Slowly sending that blissfulness into all parts of this Mother Earth. Rolling back, 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 back. Take a little moment to reset through both sides of your spine and body. And then in your own time, then bring your elbows into the floor and lift into the little pose like a sphinx. Perfect. Gonna spread our fingers nice and wide. We're gonna have our elbows directly underneath. Perhaps just utilize this little moment to lift the right leg and really feel the stretch from the front of the thigh to the toes. And then do the same with the left leg. Perfect. Just observing here for a few moments. Gonna do a gentle twist towards the right heel. So turn, looking at the right heel, elbows still on the ground. Coming back into center and over to the left side. Beautiful. Coming back into center. Do this twice more each side. Excellent. We are going to come up from here. So bring the hands directly underneath the shoulders. Gonna lift our body into our fours first. And then we're gonna sit in Vajrasana at the very back of our mats here. Perfect. We'll start with a little flow. We're gonna call it salute to the earth. So come high into the knees and lift yourself as much as possible. Push the hips a little forward, feel into the top of your feet, sustaining you here. And then lower yourself all the way, using your core muscles all the way down to child's pose. Forehead rests on the floor. And then tuck the chin in, and as you inhale, roll yourself all the way up, one vertebra at a time. At the peak of that inhalation, or whilst you hold the breath in, lifting up, pushing the hips forward, squeezing through the glutes, opening through the center of the chest. Salute the earth. And as you exhale, engage. Low, frame by frame, into your child's pose, extending here. And then tucking the chin in and rolling yourself all the way up. Peak of that inhalation, pause and extend upwards, lift the chest up. And continue like this for three full rounds after this one. When we come all the way back up into Vajrasana, perfect. We're going to take a little moment here, fingertips right by the sides of the body. Become aware of the sides of the torso, and then gently lifting, this time your left. So just mirroring, yeah, is that your left arm?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so we're going to take it into a nice side stretch. Coming back, windmilling through the hands and over to the other sides. Exhale here. Inhale one more time. Now this time just slide slightly off the seat to generate a deeper stretch. And inhale, come up on top of the heels. And exhale, extend and hop slightly the sit bones away or off to the other side. As you inhale, back to center, both arms windmilling, and as you exhale, really maximize the stretch. Inhale to hop on, exhale to slide off. Excellent. Keep finding your rhythm. Softness with a little bit of flow here. Softness with a little bit of extension, not just our fascia, our connecting tissue, but also our immunity system is kind of represented by the side part of who we are, side of the torso. Coming back into center, and we're going to pause here. We're going to bring both hands in towards the center of the chest. Do a little variation now from what we were doing before. So this time coming all the way up into the knees, reaching the arms up as you inhale. As you exhale, come back into child's pose, and we move into rolling cat. So round your spine, coming into all fours, and then roll into a extension where the tail is up, the crown is up, and you're dipping. On the exhalation, push the floor away one more time. And as you inhale, come back into the extension. Tuck the toes, lifting up into the downward dog. Ultimate back stretch here. Bend the knees, come back into the extension. So lift the tail, lift the crown up. Inhale perhaps. And as you exhale, sit back in the pose of the child. As you inhale, tuck the chin. Bring the arms nice and wide. Come all the way up. Push the hips forwards, and as you exhale, bring the hands together to the center of the chest. Breathing in to come up all the way up. Arch the spine. And as you exhale, bring the body down to child's pose. Roll your cat so that you inhale with an arched back. And continue to inhale into the extension. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward dog is a flat back. It's an inversion. Holding the breath out. Feeling the stretch. Bend the knees. And then keep the breath out as you bring back into this child pose. On the inhalation, tuck the chin. Roll all the way up. Keep holding the breath in. Palms together here. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the center of the chest. From here, we're going to add a little something. So bring the hands from the center of the chest into the shoulders. And as you inhale, open through the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Beautiful. Exhale as you round through the spine and tuck the chin in. On the inhalation, lift yourself up, all the way up. Squeeze your glutes. And as you exhale, lower yourself into the pose of the child. Inhale, rolling cat from flexion to extension. Exhale, tuck the toes and lift up to the inversion, downward dog. Holding the breath out, bring the knees to the floor first. Keep squeezing the breath out as you fall into child's pose. Inhale to tuck, 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 tuck. This time, hold the breath in. Place the hands a little bit back. We're moving into camel. So lifting up, squeezing your glutes, opening the chest, rolling the forehead back. Exhale as you come all the way into Pranamasana. Stay here for one big breath in. And a big breath out. And inhale, lifting up. And exhale, folding the body. Breathing in, rolling cat from the flexion through to the extension. Tuck the toes, exhale into downward dog. Holding the breath out, bring the knees to the floor. Bring the forehead to the floor, holding, holding, holding. Inhale to roll up, all the way up. Place the hands behind. Exhale and squeeze and lift. Inhale to sit into Vajrasana, Pranamasana. And exhale here. Now we add the other opening. So slide the hands into the shoulders. Inhale and lift through the center of the chest. Hold the breath in. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, round the spine. Full exhalation in Sthya. Inhale to come up and to the left, lifting the chest up, important. Exhale to engage your core muscles, coming into child's pose. Breathing into the rolling cat, flexion, then extension. Breathing out into the inversion, flat back. Hold the breath out here, really feel the stretch. Bend the knees, keep holding the breath out. Child's pose, keep exhaling and holding the breath out a little more. Purification. Inhale to roll yourself up. Think of that inhalation, pause, bring the hands back, the sides back, slightly back. Exhale, squeeze and lift into the half camel pose. Inhale to come all the way up. And exhale to come down into Vajrasana. Breathing into the sides and open your heart. Exhale to round through the spine. Breathing in, coming up and arch. Breathing out, strong through the sides of the core, forehead to the floor. Breathing in into the flexion. Continue to inhale to the extension. Exhale into downward dog and hold the breath out. Keep holding the breath out until you come to wolf force, and keep exhaling and holding out until the pose of the child. Forehead connects. Inhale to roll, 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 roll up. Hold the breath in, lean back, and exhale to propel the squeeze of the buttocks, rolling the head, opening the chest up. Inhale, come all the way up, squeeze, and as you exhale, bring the hands together to the center of the chest. We're going to take a nice little pause here. This is where we center. This is where we find the clarity between the two flows. The moment of stillness. This is also where we meet with life force face to face, in the little pauses in between, the reflecting moments. And we're going to extend our legs forward in front of us. Well done. Perfect. We're coming now to the other side of things. So we're coming now to lying down of our backs. We're going to invite a little movement through the spine here. Bending your knees, having your feet flat on the ground. Couple of cat-cows yet again. So we're going to place the flat lower back on the ground. And we're going to lift from here up. So with the flat lower back on the ground, press the hands and the feet into the floor and lift high into Kandarasana, best Kandarasana that you can. Keep pressing the hands down. Activating through your upper back. And as you exhale, keep the pelvis and the ribs somewhat together and lower the whole structure together. We'll do this twice more. So inhale, engage through your lower back, flat on the ground. Press yourself up. Press actively as you hold the breath in with the hands. Squeeze the glute. Lift the chest a little higher, still holding in. And exhale, lowering down. Try to keep everything still, not really arching the tailbone and pointing it into the floor or anything like that. The navel stays contracted towards the back of the spine. Inhale to lift again. This time, as you're still lifted, lift the arms so that the palms are facing each other. And here we'll do the opposite. So as you lower the buttocks, lower the hands up over the head as you complete here. Make sure the whole of the back is into the floor. Inhale to lift the buttocks, lower the hands and press the floor down as you squeeze and activate the sides of the back.
Exhale here. Inhale, move back. And make sure all the parts of your back are connected with the ground. No gaps. Exhale for a little moment. Really stretch the vertebrae here. Inhale to come up. Lower the hands. Raise the hips and hold the breath in. Press down. And now we're going to switch. So exhale as you lift the hands. Lower the hips. Extend at the end of that exhalation. Inhale, move, lower the hands, and lift the hips up. Do this 2 times more. Exhale as you move in opposite directions. Inhale as the hands return to the start position. And on the exhalation, simply lower this completely. Raise your legs up 90 degrees perpendicular to the floor. Perfect. For a little resting mode, just lift your arms up as well and start to rotate through the ankles and through the wrists. Pause, back the other way. Perfect. So from here, we're going to stretch our backs a little bit more. We're going to roll into Halasana, but we're going to be very, very careful with the neck. So lifting the buttocks off the ground and folding our bodies without moving our heads. We're going to close the eyes so that we don't even get the temptation to move the head here and look somewhere else. Everything we need to know is going to be coming to us from the ears. Sense of hearing. Just spend about 9 breaths in this position. And we're going to see if Ujjayi breath is welcomed or not. So I'll encourage you to do 2 to 3 Ujjayi breaths. And then if you need to come to a normal breathing, that's fine too. Now interlacing your fingers in preparation for Viparit Karani Asana, which is where our legs are up and also known as the half shoulder stand. So bending the elbows, placing the hands anywhere that feels right, lifting the legs one at a time to the most vertical version that we can manage, knowing that there is a lot of weight on those elbows. When the body is stabilized, relax your legs. Feel into the purifying benefits of this posture. The perfect posture to do after a big activation of a massive eclipse season, and just before a period of true devotion to the divine feminine, that little quiet moment in between. We're purifying through the throat here, the throat chakra. Please count 9 full breaths after this one. Slowly after the 9th breath, return the legs to the halasana pose and feel what has shifted. Maintain your neck safe and your awareness introverted. Visualize yourself as a fish in the water first. Just imagine yourself as a fish, any kind of fish that comes to mind. Interlace your hands as if you were trying to squeeze your elbows as close together as possible. From here, transitioning into Matsyasana, the fish pose. So first we're going to turn the palms up perhaps. We're going to keep them interlaced actually. We're going to lower the buttocks to the forearms, the lower part of our arms. And then we're going to lift the buttocks, keeping the feet on the ground, turning those hands so that the elbows are down, the palms are up, and the feeling of the shoulders are, the elbows are as close together as possible. Cross your legs if that's okay with you, as if you were seated, and just take at least 3 breaths before you come up from here. Visualize yourself as a fish. Your legs are going to be the tail of that fish. After the 3rd or so breath, you will lift it, press the elbows into the floor, and you will lift your upper body off the ground. Feel free to accommodate the elbows even closer, and then placing the bindu on the ground. Feel once again into the center of the chest. As you inhale, mentally say number 9. And as you exhale, the mantra Om. Inhale number 8. Exhale Om and keep counting down. Pressing into the elbows, lifting the head, looking past the crossed legs, and as you exhale, dissolving, extending the legs, coming into Shavasana, the pose of the corpse. Feel for any tingling, any currents perceived around the arms and chest, currents of Mother, Prana Shakti, energy, creation, creative force, life force, Kundalini, many names to focus on. Feeling into the expansion and the release of the pose of Shavasana, moment of clarity, moment of stillness between the big moves, between the big holds and the flows. if we really wish to teach our body how to develop clarity, we would want to do that one shavasana at a time. Moving now from here into the universal spinal twist, where we bend our knees, bringing the arms to the sides, palms either up or down, and you can try both. Your right leg will cross over the left to start with, lifting the buttocks off the ground and placing your left hip directly underneath the right, extending the lower leg, the left leg, flat alongside the mat. The head turns towards the right. The hand gently encourages the right knee down to the floor, and immediately we bring the awareness to the breath. Just asking what else that you do not know of that you need to let go of. Letting go of the known and the unknown. Limiting beliefs, obstacles. Diving a little deeper into the stretch for the last final moments of this posture. Unwinding your body, coming back into your center line, resetting, crossing the other leg, lifting, placing the right hip underneath, extending the lower leg, right leg flat, and turning the head in the opposite direction, the right hand gently encouraging the stretch at the top of the thigh or knee. Pay attention to the spine, long neck first, and then immediately transferring into the breath. Slowly and mindfully. Release even deeply into it. Surrender completely for the last few moments. Making your way back into center and resetting through this. Rolling onto the right side of the body and then peeling your body off the floor all the way. Beautiful.
Taking a little moment here in our seated positions. We're coming into our torso circles. So be aware first of the spine and then folding your body forward first. Exhale completely. Leaning towards your right and inhale. Coming all the way up, leaning back, tucking the chin in, and exhaling, coming through to the lift. Continue this. Pause somewhere in the middle to go back the other way. In our own time, we come into our lovely seated positions. We're going to come up into a squat. Amazing. And from here, we're just going to open through the hips a little bit more. So separate your knees and try to bring the heels as close together as possible, arching through the spine. As we inhale, we come into Vayunoshkasana, the wind releasing pose. So folding the body as you exhale and legs straight. Inhale to bend the knees and swivel them wide. Holding the breath in, arch the spine. Exhale and fold, holding the breath out, really straight legs. Do this 3 more times in your own flow and rhythm. When you're folded, next, tuck the chin in and roll yourself up, all the way up. Excellent. Perfect. So we're going to finish today's session postures-wise with the flow, the immunity sequence. Always a good one to bring into our household, right? Amazing. So here we're going to mainly activate Mooladhara and Swadhisthana and Manipura. So we begin with our dangerously wide opening of the legs for a little bit of fun, and whilst our bodies can still perform this highly active and vigorous sequences. So placing our hands for a little moment on the hips, we're going to rotate the front foot out 90 degrees. In this case, could be your right foot maybe. And then activating through the back foot, slightly turned inwards, about 20 degrees. Bending into the knees. We're just going to warm up through this, engaging not only our chakras just mentioned, but particularly the back glute, as we find our beautiful right angle here. Lifting all the way up. We're going to do the other side, so rotating the back, turning the back foot this time would be perhaps your right, and then squaring your hips to the long edge of the mat. As you bend into the right angle, do we have enough opening or do we need to reach for more? Send the tail down to the floor, engage your back glute, activate your 3 lower chakras here. You know in this sequence, all your strength is going to come mainly from the navel down. And then from here, just simply extend the leg, interlace the fingers in front of you. Bring the arms up as you turn them at the level of the throat and extend. Inhale. Exhale, fall back into your warrior two. Bend the elbow as you inhale and extend on the side of the body. Perfect. Bring the hands to each side of that front foot. Turn your hips to face the short edge, but place your back heel on the ground. As you inhale, arch your spine strong through the back body. And as you exhale, extend the front leg and lower the nose to the knee. As you inhale, extend, bend the knee, extend and arch the spine. And as you exhale, extend the leg and bow in appreciation here. Look at your front foot, switch your hands to a triangle and lift the other leg up, grabbing a hold of the standing leg with one hand. Drop your head and aim your crown to the floor. Actively utilize your psoas, your thigh, to lift the leg into a split or standing split kind of moment. Stay here, feeling into the gravity. On the inhalation, lower the leg right where it came from. Arch the spine, hold the breath in. As you exhale, extend the front leg and lower the nose to the floor. As you inhale, this time come high into warrior one and shift your weight into the back glute, keeping the back leg strong and lifting the chest up. Relax the shoulders and the jaw. Inhale here, and as you exhale, come back into the star position. Reset. Breathing in up through the midline, turning the palms at the throat and extend. Exhale into the warrior two position. Bend the front elbow. Inhale first into the hand up and exhale into the stretch, side stretch. Inhale to place both hands to each side of that front foot. Turn yourself, face the short edge, but place the back heel on the ground. Inhale here, arching. Exhale, bowing. And repeat. As you flex the knee here, shift the hand slightly forward. Exhale and kick into the splits, grabbing a hold with one hand. Actively extend from the top of the thigh, the leg up. Exhale fully, pause. Inhale to come back where you came from, arching the spine and bending the front knee. And as you exhale, extend, bring the nose down towards the knee. Do this one more time, keeping the body in the high lunge position and transitioning into warrior one. Lifting and leaning back. Relax through the front knee. Keep the back leg straight. Arch. Lifting from the lower vertebrae to the top. Inhale. And as you exhale, return to the star position. Take one big breath in and out. And inhale, arms up through the midline. Exhale, moving into the other side. Hold the breath out and connect. Inhale, bend the elbow. And exhale, stretch it out. Hold the breath out and really feel the length of the side of you. Inhale, both hands by the side, pivot. Exhale, extend. Bow. Square through your hips as you do this one more time. Immunity sequence.
Change the hands position, kick yourself into the standing splits for 5 full breaths. On the inhalation, lower the leg, bend the knee, arch the spine, exhale and extend the front leg and down. Inhale, bend into the high lunge, hold the breath in. You can into the warrior one, keep holding the breath in whilst you make the back leg strong, leaning back. Exhale back into the start position, breathing in, breathing out to the other warrior on the other side. Hold the breath out, elbow to the floor, inhale the arm up, and exhale into the side stretch. Hold the breath out and feel into this side of you. Inhale to lower the hands, frame the front foot, and pivot yourself. Arch the spine first, exhale, extend the leg, bow. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, bow again. Whilst on the high lunge, pause, shift the hands, exhale and kick yourself into the standing splits. On the inhalation, lower the foot, bend the knee, arch the spine and hold. Exhale to fold. Inhale, high lunge. Hold the breath in, warrior one. Relax as much as you can from the navel up as you hold. And exhale back into the start position. We'll move into a final round. Just calling the breath, breathing in, breathing out. Hold the breath out, inhale, arm up. Breathing out. Hold the breath out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Shift the hands. Kick up. And 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, hold the breath in, exhale, breathing in, breathing out. Hold the breath out. Breathing in, breathing out. Hold the breath out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing for 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, breathing in, hold, and breathing out. taking a couple of moments here. Legs stay as wide as they can be. Bring the hands to the hips and fold your body. A couple of options. You can grab the big toes with the index and middle fingers wrapped around them. Legs are straight and crown of the head is almost connected with the floor. Just observe your breath. And then as you next inhale, lift half of the way up. Place the hands on the ground and stay here for a couple of moments. Recalibrating your spine, the blood flow, the blood pressure. Bend the knees slightly, bring the hands to the hips and slowly come up, looking at the floor. Beautiful. We've got a heel toe together and shaking through if that's comfortable. We're gonna come to our stools. Do a couple of little pranayam, clarifying and purifying. Perfect. So we're gonna use Bhastrika today for our purifying breath, because it is one of those ones that really does get the toxins out of the body, out of the koshas. We'll do Bhastrika through both nostrils. We'll do 2 rounds of 9 pumps and 1 round of 18 pumps after that. So we're going to take a light abdominal breath in and we're going to begin. I'm going to take a deep yogic breath, abdomen, chest, throat, holding the breath in, lifting the chest slightly up, opening the diaphragm. And as we exhale deeply. We prepare for round 2, 9 pumps. Inhale, big full yogic breath. Appreciate it, holding it at the peak and exhaling that cool prana. Feel free to move to your last round of 18 pumps anytime you're ready. In your own time, let your body come to settle. Natural, spontaneous breath, in and out. What has shifted? Just observing the subtle breath here. With an eclipse season behind us that brought us releasing habits, refining how we care for our bodies, and purification and routines. We're now in the moment of stillness. Where learning, communication, and mental expansion can happen.
Just observing the subtle, subtle breath as you suspend yourself still and between pranayams. Purification, softer movement and clarity. Moving into the practice of Brahmari, our humming bee breath. We're going to use the Ujjayi breath. We're going to use the humming of the U breath out. And we're going to utilize the Shushumna, that central channel, up and down which the prana is going to move. The healing vibrations of the humming are going to have healing effects in our nervous system, but also in our physical bodies. Begin the Ujjayi breath and visualize Shushumna between the chakras, between the Mooladhara chakra and all the way to the crown of the head. Just sustain a very rhythmic yet smooth and slow flow of Ujjayi breath. Hold the breath out at the end of Mooladhara, as if you're waiting for Mooladhara to awaken, and silently repeat Mooladhara, Mooladhara, Mooladhara. Inhale up Shushumna with Ujjayi breath. When the awareness reaches the Agnya chakra, pause for a little moment, center of the head between the ears, pluck your ears, separate your teeth, and hum the breath out. Taking a little moment to repeat Mooladhara, 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 engaging the pelvic floor, and inhale up Shushumna with Ujjayi. Repeat in your own time. Mooladhara, Mooladhara, Mooladhara. Continue. Making the next your last round. Relaxing your body. Bring your awareness into Shirakash, the mind space. Develop your essence, your nature of being a witness to your own mind vrittis or fluctuations of your mind. Find the clarity, find the stillness. Keep watching. And now it is time to gently, gently come back into the feeling of your body, your whole body, your whole physical body as it's seated. And in your own time, releasing your efforts, gently opening your eyes. Bringing the hands together to the center of the chest. Hari Om Tat Sat.